Good late morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. I took a shower. My hair's kind of out of control. I need a haircut again. I'm going to have to get with my dear sweet Patricia Louise. Anyhow, I just wanted to check in briefly, and there was a reason for it. Now I've gone completely blank. Well, this is helpful, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? I have no idea why I wanted to check in with you. Huh. Well, this certainly is embarrassing, isn't it? I suppose we could discuss the fact that this weekend when I go live, my son will be here. And he'll probably, just seeing if there's something on my lip, he, would probably get right involved in something like this. Unlike Mother, who will hide and say, "Oh, Lisa, stop filming me," or whatever. She used to always say that when I had my tape recorder as a kid. Stop taping me. So, anyhow, I guess this video is kind of silly because I don't really have anything to report. Oh, last night I listened to, I always find something though, don't I, ladies and gentlemen? I can never just leave well enough alone. Last night I listened to a fun discussion about the Sumerian tablets. What is on my lip and why does it do that? I'll just talk like this. Last night I listened to a really neat presentation about the Sumerian tablets and about this theory of being tinkered, or DNA being tinkered with by the Anunnaki. Have you ever heard this? It's really interesting to me. I really like it. Although this particular host pointed out how terribly wrong it was to do that. Some people evidently sort of idolize Enki, oh, this sounds hilarious. My God, anybody tuning in for the first time is going to think, uh-oh. Okay, I like to investigate this stuff and look it up for anybody new. It's interesting to me. The Bible is based on the Sumerian text, a lot of the Bible scriptures, and I like to study that stuff. So, it's a hobby. I'm not saying I believe every jot and tittle. I'm not even saying I believe I'm sitting here on my porch, like I said. Numerous times I could be in a coma in a hospital in Houston and dreaming this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm sure some of you wish that I were. Anyhow, some people kind of idolize the Enki brother of the two. There's Enlil and Enki, because he wanted to at least save humanity at several points or intervene or something. This host pointed out that it was just wrong on all levels. In fact, that Enlil kind of said, this is not right, it's wrong. We shouldn't, the premise is, I guess I should get to that, is that they tinkered with a hominid creature. Hominid. Yeah. An upright person, part of our evolutionary journey. In Africa, this supposedly happened. And they took an existing relative of ours, let's say, and sort of tinkered with the breed, so to speak, sort of updated, sort of helped along the evolutionary route, but not necessarily the way that it might have gone without their help, sort of deal. Gosh, it's very hard to point this out, but yeah, and how wrong it was entirely to mess around with another. Really, they would have gone against what Star Trek calls the Prime Directive. You're not supposed to interfere in other cultures or do anything to, interfere, period. So that was very good. And then he sort of showed really the best presentation I've heard. Because some of the people this was a beginner's course, and some of the people are more advanced and they just rip through it. And, you practically have to pause the thing every 2 minutes and so on. But he pointed out, comparing it to the biblical texts in terms of the Garden of Eden story and what that really could have been. And I think his name is Mark, Passio, if I'm not mistaken. Crap, I wish I would have known before I went. Of course, I had something else entirely in mind to come at you with, and so I'm just scrambling for something here. I was going to say I should have copied the link, but I didn't know I'd be doing this, ladies and gentlemen. So I guess you could probably just look him up. Something about Sumerian texts or Anunnaki, Anunnaki. I don't even know. You have to just do your talk to text. So that was really interesting to me. I really thoroughly enjoyed it because it really shows how these different religious texts over the years have really copied off of previous things, previous civilizations, and what they had written down with the clay tablets and all that stuff. So that's why I find it fascinating, some of these people that are absolutely demand that you accept that the earth is flat or something, and it's all based on literally the God of the Bible and that particular narrative, when they have to realize that those things were brought forth from previous civilizations and what they had written down, I guess is my point. Not to mention, but I will. There are, allegories, what's the word I'm looking for, like the four corners of the earth, or the four winds of the earth. That can be what's it called? When you describe, you know what I mean. It's a figure of speech, I guess, but there's a technical term for it. And also, in one of the books, Ezekiel, Isaiah, one of them, it alludes to a globe earth. So where does that go in there, this flat earth stuff? Look, I seriously looked into it, because you know me, I look into all kinds of weird crap. I look at conspiracies, so-called conspiracies, so you don't have to. And honest to Pete, you don't even have to use any of the NASA footage or whatever to prove this. There's experiments that have gone on over the years or whatever to really show that the earth is flat. And it also showed us, or the earth is round, I'm sorry, my God. And then it also, some of the people to whom I listened that were literally explaining the earth is not flat. This is the year 2016 was one video, and I have to explain this. But they explained how some of the flat earth people lie about things like, okay, there's a point on, I think it's like Michigan, where there's a city across the way from another city. It's like 37 miles away. I don't know the cities, forgive me. And sometimes you can see the entire city on the other side, and you're not supposed to be able to if the earth really had a curvature and all this stuff. That has been shown to be some sort of mirage. Very interesting. It showed some weathermen explaining it and scientifically explaining how that when they can see this particular city, it's a mirage. Not only, but the mirage even indicates the curvature because the buildings aren't as tall as they should be. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. This is just some of the stuff I get involved with, but I think it's very interesting, and not the flat earth, but I'm over that big time. I think it was really kind of created to make anybody questioning official government stories sound really kooky or be compared with the flat earth people or something. I really do. I think it was a psychological operation gone horribly wrong, because now you have all kinds of people believing it. Everyone I've ever looked into that believes it, it's completely based on the God of the Bible. So they don't allow for anything more. Oh, and there's a dome over the earth and all this jazz. I mean, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, could the dome maybe just be atmospheric information? Does it have to be a literal dome? I don't know. But, oh yeah, I was going to say, if you're curious like I am about weird stuff, you could check into the Sumerian tablets. Gerald Clark. I keep saying he has an E at the end of his name, and he does not. It's Gerald, regular spelling, Clark. He's very good about it, and I really enjoyed this Mark, P-A-S-S-I-O, Passio. So whatever, just a couple of recommendations. I have to go, ladies and gentlemen. I must actually work today. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you thoughts of the day. Join me, join others. Drop your political identity. Let's focus on issues. Let's leave labels at the door. And let's look into some weird stuff like the ancient astronaut theory. It's fun. It's fun at the... Who are you hurting? Nobody. I'm not anyway, I don't think. I'm not sitting here saying it's true, and I've got proof. No, it's interesting. Is that okay to say? Love you.